What's up, team? Today we are playing without hands because I just got tired of trying to reach 1800 MMR and I just couldn't. So I thought I need to change something, and I decided I need to learn to play without my hands or this is not gonna happen. And you know, to be fair, like moving the mouse with your mind, that wasn't too difficult. Like that took only like about 2-3 days or something. That was easy. The hard part was trying to like look at the camera directly while playing with your mind. That's like the difficult part. Also, this retarded joke is now over and we're gonna move on. And if you believed me for a second there that I'm playing without hands, thank you. Thank you for having that much trust in me. So as you can see on the screen, probably, unless I somehow royally screwed up the upload, which probably didn't happen, I'm playing Tarot in the video, and this is not a replay or anything. This is actually a game I recorded live, so you can see my mouse and movement and how I played and everything. And funny story, I wasn't actually originally in the bottom lane, and why I joined the lane so late. Why did I come? Well, my team thought it was a good idea to try and send me suicide top with Tarot. Yeah, that was apparently a thing. And I was like, wait a second, I don't have to deal with this at all. And I just told them, I'm gonna leave the game. And they were like, wait. We didn't ask you to suicide top. Here, have bottom solo, please, have it. And then just left to the top, and I was like, yeah. You better let me solo bot. So that's what we're gonna be doing this game. Playing against the suicide bubbles. I'm last hitting. Of course, Tarot is a ranged agility carry, and this is kind of a new format of a video because I never can like concentrate on talking alone because I always have to focus on last hitting or whatever. And in this game, why did I not commentate? Well, I was sort of maybe just I'm not gonna call it mad. I'm gonna call it slightly upset. Okay. And if you're wondering if you're missing out on my amazing commentary, here's pretty much how I was playing this game. Missing bomb. Yeah, then nothing. You didn't miss anything at all. So here I'm harassing him with my first skill, which as you can see deals quite a bit of damage. He makes the mistake of going in a weird direction with his shell surf. So Tarot, what do I think about this hero? So it's a ranged agility carry. Kind of reminds me of Flint in the sense of she doesn't really have any escape mechanisms or anything. So I'm gonna be honest, I think this hero is pretty fun. Sort of, kind of, I don't know, everyone just bashing on this hero because she's so difficult to play and most people just fail with her, but this game I'm doing kind of alright, and I'm actually dominating these bubbles, but I'm not sure if the hero has anything to do with it or it's just me being horrible. So her agility gain is really good, her attack animation is also really good, so it's pretty easy to last hit with her. Her other stat gains are pretty low and she has no escape mechanism, so she'll be really squishy. You'll be probably dying a lot if you don't have some help. I've had some really good luck with teams when I was trying to record. That's kind of why I was upset in this game, because my teams were just really good. I think this was like either the first or the second game I just gave up on commentating. I was like, I'm just gonna be upset and play this game and maybe I'll commentate over it later. So there I tried to use my third skill, Bubbles. Fortunately for me, somehow ends up triggering it, which is, I don't know, either he's new to Tarot or maybe he's just not a very good player. But from my experience, from what I gathered, your third skill is like your worst skill. And it'll only get worse once the enemy team learns how to play against it. So the first skill is kind of like a miniature Plague Rider ultimate. You kind of throw it and then it bounces and it deals damage and it's all good and a fun time. The second skill is, I will use Berserker's third skill as an example, where you place it on someone and you have vision of them and you kind of deal more damage to them physically. And it also reveals and makes you impossible to miss, I think. So that skill is kind of good and has a low mana cost. The third skill is freaking horrible. Like, I don't know, my strategy at first was like put 1 point into it. I mean, it can't hurt, it's just 1 point. What's the worst that can happen? That skill is freaking terrible. Please, like, I don't know what to do with it. Like, my build changed from maybe sometime, like, always, like, the build in this hero will always be max Q, because it's damage. If you don't max Q, you're bad, okay? You're like, SomaZ, but I have my own build. Didn't you say that having one only build is bad? Not in this case. In this case, if you don't max Q, you're very good, sarcastically. So, what about the other options? Are there more options? Well, yes, definitely. I thought that some games you would max your second skill, some games you would max your third skill, and sometimes you would just get one level of W and E together. But not this game, or rather, that's what happened in this game, but not in future games, because the third skill is just bad. I don't know, maybe the only time where your third skill is kind of okay is when there's 2 people against you in lane, because I'll explain in a second. So, I'll explain this first and second skill. What about the third skill? What's going on there? So it connects 2 units together and it works on creeps. So if there's one enemy hero, you can use it on him and he'll get connected to a creep. And you're thinking, well, if he's connected to a creep, then he'll definitely like snap because the creep stays in the same place, right? No, not at all. The skill sucks because, first of all, when 2 units are connected, they're slowly pulled together. So as he's running away, the creep will be slowly pushed towards him. Secondly, when you're attacking the enemy hero, the creeps aggro onto you, so the creep will basically follow you. It won't like stay in the same place, so it basically is really difficult to trigger your third skill, especially on level 1 when it's only 5 seconds. So that's that. And your ultimate is basically a critical strike, and you get an extra damage on the critical if you get kills or like people die near you. And that's the hero. It's complete. So also your ultimate gives you a short movement and attack speed boost every time you crit for like 3 seconds. Whew, explanation's done, which actually you should have known this from watching the or the Hero Spotlight. Please, like, the Hero Spotlight is there for a reason on the official HoN channel. Speaking of official HoN channels, what's the reason I have been so lazy? Like, SomaZ, stop being lazy, make more videos. Well, I have been making videos, but they weren't on my channel, they were on the official HoN channel. Hint. Hint, hint, hint. If you still don't get it. If you still don't get it, okay, I'll be nice here. Maybe English isn't your native language. I work at S2 now, okay? That's why I've been busy. That's what I've been doing this entire time. I'm making videos, and I'm making heroes, and there's actually something else I'm doing. Basically, I have a ton of work to do, but, yeah. I work at S2. And, the avatar videos, the ones I've been making, if you've been watching them on the official HoN channel and you were like, this looks fairly similar to SomaZ, well, that's because I'm the one who made those. And yeah, that's kind of part of my job now. So yeah, when I have the red name, it's gonna be much cooler. So I'm still kind of waiting for that. That should be really soon. So, now that we have that out of the way, if you watch till this point, you're already a hero. Because, like, I don't know, I clap to you, sir, for watching the video for this long. So we finally can talk about Terret, and that doesn't involve explanators. So here I have a buddy helping me to gank. I would have totally killed him without him, but, you know, I appreciate a bit of help. As you can see, I deal some pretty crazy damage and take him out almost instantly. Your second skill, don't forget, it gives you armor penetration. So you penetrate armors, you deal damages. That's really good for carrying and stuff. So, let's talk about builds and item builds and what you want to do with this here. Well, first of all, it's a carry, so you want to farm. And don't be afraid to use your first skill for farming. It's really good for that because it bounces on creeps and deals damage. So, boots. I went for Ghost Marchers this game because it's logical. Your first skill actually depends on your attack damage. So the more attack damage you have, the more damage your first skill deals, so it scales well into late game. And your ultimate is a critical hit, which is the rare case where you don't get bonus base damage. You know how I often like I don't want to say the F word, but basically I have sex with your brain often where I tell you like base damage, you need to get stats because it's base damage, it gives 25% base damage, so you need to stack strength on this hero or like Shadow Blade or whatever. And it's almost always base damage, which does not benefit from just direct damage, it only benefits from stats. Well, this is not the case here because it's a critical strike and it does benefit from direct damage. So you just get as much damage on this hero as possible, preferably not Rift Shards because those don't stack with your ultimate. But I guess you can get Rift Shards because it does give a fair amount of damage. So, here you can see I missed my third skill just now because it's actually also difficult to land because it only looks in like a 500 radius around the enemy hero. So if there's like nothing within a 500 radius of the enemy hero, you basically just wasted 100 mana. It costs 100 mana, and even more when you level up. That's freaking insane for such a bad skill. So that's why I advise you don't use it, because like most of the time, it won't be worth the mana to use it. So I'm done with bottom lane since it's pushed kind of. I'm trying to gank mid. I'm gonna deal a lot of damage to this guy and try farm, but as you can see, not a bad hero at all. Yeah, Turret can do stuff. Almost killed him. So one thing about your second skill that I didn't mention yet is that when you put it onto someone and you attack someone close to him, the attack will always, well not always, as long as he's within a pretty large 800 range, it will bounce onto him. Also, I'm going back to base here now, and magic of editing. That part is gone. You don't have to see me go back to base. And I'm going on not HoN here. As you can see here, I use my third skill, and as you can see, it's pushing the creep. It's pushing the creep to him so that it can't snap and stun him. That's so stupid. Like, was I supposed to go back? I think the creep would still, like, switch into some nearby other creep and not move and, like, get pushed. And also, here, this is... I have no idea why he did this. I guess they underestimated my damage, but that was pretty freaking insane. And here, I just manned up. He's, like, trying to do something, but I man up because I know that he can't take me on right now. I'm going to destroy him, but unfortunately I don't, because he just runs a bit too far away. And I'm going to actually get pretty greedy. I'm gonna try and run towards like the direction of where his base is to try catch him, but that's not gonna work. So we're gonna continue talking about the heroes. So yeah, Ghost Marchers. Why did I Ghost Marchers? Because first of all, you don't have any escape mechanism, and the speed helps with that. And because you need attack damage on this hero. Attack damage is just good. Like I mentioned, it's not base damage, it's normal damage, that's good. However, as Nina said, in her opinion, then I was like, wait, yeah, this makes a lot of sense. Steam Boots is also a really good item on Turret, and I won't mind if you go Steam Boots. Why? Well, first of all, it makes you a lot tankier. It gives you a lot of HP if you switch it to Strength, which this hero really needs because you're gonna be dying a lot, and you're probably gonna stop. Like, this hero is already, like, not... I believe it's, like, not even the top 5 most played heroes right now. Like, it just came out this week, and it's not in the top 5 most picked heroes. It's like Devour and Solstice and other heroes. Like, people already tried this here, and they were like, this is not easy at all, and they stopped. So, why Steam Boots is good? Well, it can't be just because of the survivability. Steam Boots are good because they give you attack speed, and actually attack speed isn't as good as normal damage, but it's still pretty good on this hero because every time you crit, you get more attack speed and movement speed, like the buff for a few seconds. Like those red cards around you, that's when you crit, you get a small speed boost. And the faster you attack, the more attack speed you have, the more often you're going to trigger this, which is why attack speed is good and why Steam Boots are good. So this game I went for a live tube. Usually I really don't do this. I kind of went this game because they have a couple of skills that I really want to cancel, and that will give me a lot of survivability, like Nighthound's second skill, and there's Monarch as well. But I don't go for a Null Stone at all. But this game I kind of prefer to. What items do I go for? Well, I kind of like to check what heroes the enemy team has. And there are like 2 general items I like to go after your boots. One is Whispering Helm, which I am going this game, and the other is a Shield Breaker. So I'm going to explain both in detail. You go Whispering Helm because you kind of need some kind of either lifesteal or life regeneration so that you can farm because you're carrying unit. And here, example, your second skill reveals invisible units, so it's a really good counter to Nighthound and such. Also, a thing I forgot to mention, I'm not sure if this is a bug or something, but your second skill is not dispellable. You cannot, like, nullify it away or purge it off. Like, once you put it onto someone, even if they use their shrunken head, it's not going anywhere. It stays, which I'm not sure if this is a bug or like intended, because it's a pretty good buff to the hero, and like I hope it stays. Need some water because I'm dying. So, Whispering Helm, lifesteal, which will help you farm, and also because Whispering Helm gives you plus 20 damage once you complete it, which is pretty good considering that none of its components give you any damage, and once you complete it, it's like instant plus 20, which is good for your first thing, which is just good for the hero, as I said, just damage. And also, I kind of take a look at the enemy team and see how much physical and magical damage they have. In this game, we have HoN, which is pretty annoying here. He's gonna destroy me. And they also have a Soul Stealer, which has the minus armor aura and also deals a lot of physical damage. So I die, but this didn't happen. There was no death, guys. Where? I see I'm alive. I didn't die at all. So yeah, when there's a lot of physical armor, physical damage, I get armor, which Whispering Helm provides you. I believe it gives 5 armor. Yeah. So if there's too much physical damage, like if they have a panda and something else, I usually get more items, which I'll tell you about in a second. There's a team fight. I survived. They tried to focus me down but failed, and then I'm going back in because I see that they already used their skills and I can kind of help my team a lot and try kill steal, but I fail. So when I need even more armor, I get a Ringer Teacher because it's armor and some mana regen, which is good. And I actually kind of started picking up Lex, and I don't use it. Like, I just pick it up for the magic and physical armor just to have it, and then I have like 20 armor at 20 minutes into the game and nobody can deal any physical damage to me, which is nice. And otherwise I just get like a Mystic Vestments. When it's mixed like in this game, there's a physical and magical damage, I get like a bit of armor like a Whispering Helm and a Mystic Vestments. So what about Shieldbreaker? What's so good about that? Well, the thing with Shieldbreaker is that there's a plus side and a minus side. Well, first of all, your second skill penetrates like half of the enemy's armor, which counts after the Shieldbreaker's reduction. So in other words, Shieldbreaker doesn't stack very good with your second skill and the armor penetration. It kind of like gives you only half the effect. However, when you put your second skill on someone and it bounces off of another unit, it still applies the attack modifier. So you basically can apply the attack modifier to 2 units at the same time, which is why Shieldbreaker can be good, because you just use it on 2 people at the same time for the debuff. And also because, of course, Shieldbreaker gives you a ton of damage. So it's just a damage item, which is good for the hero. So those are the 2 kind of main choices, which you can still kind of skip. So we move on to the final item choices, which are, I think this is going to be pretty obvious, and most people figure this out. You get a Assassin Shroud on this hero, because it gives you survivability, chaseability, and also it's just a lot of damage. Shroud provides you 40 damage, and you can later turn it into Genjiro, which is even more. So here, not only is trying to kill me, but I went up and actually destroy him. So I think Whispering Helm helped me a lot there. Die again? What? Die again? What am I talking about? No, I didn't. So yeah, Genjiro. After you get one of those 2 items, either Whispering Helm or Shieldbreaker, or none, you can just go Boots, Shroud. I really don't mind. And the final item I want to kind of mention is a Savage Mace, because it's, I believe, apart from Doombringer, it gives you the highest amount of just damage and nothing else. So Savage Mace, also a good option. That's kind of going to be it for the build. You can go both Ghost Marchers or Steam Boots, I don't mind. If there's a lot of physical damage in the enemy team, I get Ringer the Teacher, Whispering Helm, and Lex. For magic against magic damage, I get like Mystic Vestments. Here, as you can see in my next item, I'm not even gonna finish my Nullstone because I kind of see that I don't really need it this soon, and I'm going straight for the what is it called, Assassin Shroud. So yeah, Boots, Whispering Helm, or Shieldbreaker, Shroud into Genjiro, and the Savage Mace if you get to super late game when you have a ton of damage. But you should be looking to gank a lot with this hero because it accumulates charges on your ultimate. So your ultimate is available right at the start, so you can start gaining charges before you even level it. Is there a build where you would just not level your ultimate past level 1? Because you collect enough. I don't think so. Apart from mid-wars, I don't see it happening. I think you will always max your ultimate because kind of necessary. Okay? So I think I explained everything about the hero except for like my final thoughts. This hero is fun. I don't know, just like either the Q deals a ton of damage as you can see or something else, but this hero is just in general fun to play and definitely not overpowered or broken. If anything, I expect this hero to get a buff pretty soon because he's kind of like he just came out and he's already falling into the category of like squishy heroes. Like, wait. No. I accidentally stopped the recording. Where was I? What was I doing? Yeah, fun hero, like her. There's my build, my thoughts and stuff. As you can see, I kind of stomped with this hero of this game. I wouldn't say that it was just my team who won. I kind of dominated my lane in the start as well, and I think I contributed to the win quite a bit. But in my other games, I wasn't so lucky, so to speak. I basically got demolished most of them. It's not easy to farm with this hero, but it's not too difficult. Your first skill is pretty good for it. Things I would like to see changed in the hero. The third skill, first of all, don't push the units closer slowly. Like, remove that mechanic completely. It's not necessary. It basically makes it more difficult to pull it off because it keeps pushing them together and they don't snap and you're having a bad time basically. And apart from that, I don't know, just change that and we can see where we go from there. The third skill definitely is kind of rough. Basically, third skill terrible, hero is good. I like it, like, favorite, subscribe, I don't know, whatever. I'm running out of time. No, bye!